Good morning.
Hello.
And welcome to Needles at the Ready. I'm Kevin.
I'm Ray.
Today is Saturday, November 11th, 2023, and today is episode 99.
Wow.
One away from the big 1-0-0.
We're talking about some plans on what we want to do for the 100th episode. One of the things we definitely confirmed that we want to do is Zoom with everybody. So we'll have our regular...
With all of you.
With everyone.
Whoever would like to join.
So we have to kind of get our Zoom situated so that we can have as many people as we want to come in. It might be a little bit chaotic, but we'll do our regular podcast that day.
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks. Oh my God. We might have some fun things happening. Who knows? We'll decorate or something and, party hardy Marty. And then... And then the plan is to do like an open Zoom and just provide a time for us all to like get together and chat and knit.
And kind of do a Q&A.
Yeah. So we'll do it. Yeah. We'll have like everybody muted when we first come in, and then anybody who wants to like speak or chat or ask questions can like raise their hands,
Yeah. So we'll do that or 2 weeks
we
on
might
a
be
Saturday
having some
night.
delusions of grandeur, but we'll see what happens. Speaking of delusions of grandeur, this is the mug I'm using today. That's no moon. It's my yarn stash.
Speaking of, so Ray and I, we've actually been having a lot of conversations about our stash lately. Because we are freshly back from two...
Freshly back.
Well, from two fiber festivals within a good, I think it's 3-week period of time. And last night...
And we shopped like we have never been to a fiber festival before. At all of the events.
Maybe not. But, so last night I was scrolling through the Insta, and Hohi had posted on her stories that she had gone through her stash. She had taken pictures, put everything in Ravelry, and of what she was keeping, the number was above 1,000 skeins. And I was like, oh, I feel better about my life.
Right.
You know what? I wish I had lotion. Do we have any lotion
I didn't
in this
put
room?
lotion on. No, but you know what? Let me get some lotion.
Thanks. So it made me feel better about our stash. Because our stash, and this is pretty much it with the exception of some scraps and some acrylic yarn, I think.
And 2 giant bins filled
scraps.
With projects that are yet to be started with the yarn. Well, mine.
Mine are projects that have also been started that are just on the back burner for the most part. So it made me feel a little bit better.
Oh God, I love how this.
But yes, so so that's our stash.
Great.
Don't know how we got there.
I'm going to put this out in the universe. We didn't do the best job last year when we set limits for ourselves.
No, we did. We only bought yarn at yarn events.
No, we bought a lot of things online too. I think, and people have called us out on those things. So thank you for calling us out on those things. But I think you need a refresher of some of the things that we might have purchased outside of the criteria that we set for ourselves. Yeah. So going forward, we're gonna be a little bit more mindful with what we purchase.
That's what we say. What is it? Do as I say, not as I do?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But
we have fun.
We do.
Who cares?
We enjoy it. So, to hell with everybody.
All right. So, admin-y stuff.
Okay.
2 things, I think. We have the NATR Does Crochet.
Yes.
Which ends at the end of this month.
It does. We've got some really fun prizes.
Yep, we showed some of them last week.
Oh, I have another one I have to actually show.
And another one kind of came in the mail, kind of.
Well,
so Ray bought this kit when we went to Yarnia last year.
Yes.
Was it somewhere around this time? Because it was cold, I feel like.
It was last year because I wanted to do it for Riley.
Yeah, so...
But I did the rattle instead. I bought and we'll show you the kit in a second. But, so I don't know if you all remember I did a little...
Crochet.
Yeah, but what was it, a bear? It was a crocheted rattle.
I don't think it was a bear. I don't recall what it was, though.
Nor do I.
Maybe, was it a rabbit?
Mayhaps.
No, because that's a rabbit.
Yeah. I think it was like a little bear. I don't know. Anyway, it was a cute little crochet kit to do a little baby rattle. And I bought a second kit which is this one. It is by Hardycraft, Easy Crafting. It's a crochet stacking bunny kit. As you can see, I made a lot of progress on this. So, I do
like
remember
you have with most of your kits.
With the shush now, I know, and I have a few more kits to show. This episode will probably be heavy on show and tells and a little bit less on the knitting content.
No, I have
for me. It's all about me. Duh, if you haven't gotten this. It's NATR with Ray and Kevin. You know? I'm just kidding. Can I finish?
I don't know. Can you?
I can. I will. So, I will say that the kit that I did, which is the same company, I just did the rattle, like I said, for the 7th time, and it was a very easy to follow pattern. The yarn was wonderful to work with. The kit comes with everything that you need. The ladies over at Yarnia needed to make a little bit of room in their shop for more fun things. So they sent the store sample already. I'm going to take it out of the plastic bag. Hopefully I'll be able to get it back in.
So yeah, Kathleen, we ran into Kathleen, both
guys, look.
Kathleen and Amanda at Rhinebeck Weekend, and
Yes.
Kathleen had mentioned that they had multiple of these and they only needed one. So she offered to send the extra one. And
look,
it's
how
really cute.
Stinking cute. So it's one of those like ring toys where each one is done individually, and you have your little main rings so the kids can either stack them or chew them. Or,
I don't know why I thought the ring was wood.
No, it's
all really cute.
Plushy crochet, super cute. So thank you for sending this, because for them sending this beautiful completed kit to us, we will gift this to one of our nieces or maybe nephew.
Give it to the two of them.
The two twins. They can play together. How cute. Okay, done. So, but that leaves me with an extra kit. So we felt that this would be a really great prize to give away for the NATR Does Crochet.
Yep.
So we have, so far we have this prize. We have 2 crochet books that we wanted to give, and we'll grab a couple of other things that we think will be really fun for a crochet give-along.
For the giveaway.
The giveaway. The prize.
So that's the first one.
So yeah, that's the first one.
And then the second thing we have going on is sugar. It's
Gifts by Folk.
Gifts by Folk 2023.
And we cannot express the gratitude from all of you who have been participating, who've been sharing the stories, using the hashtag. The hashtag is Gifts by Folk 2023. The idea behind that was to support the vendors that had a really tough time over at Woolen Folk, and that's been going very, very well. We actually will talk about. I'm not sure.
We have some, and we weren't sure what we were going to do prize-wise. We did mention that we'll be making a donation that's capped at $1,000 to
the American Association of Persons with Disabilities, I think. That's
think.
What it's called.
I
can't remember the acronyms.
I know.
But yeah, we're going to make a monetary donation there based on the amount of shares that we get in the stories and people using hashtags.
The hashtag.
And up to $1,000. So I think we're well on our way, which has been great. A lot of you have been sharing that. So if you haven't yet, follow that hashtag. It's just a really fun way to support that and to give. You know, the idea behind that is to purchase from them, so you're supporting them, and to use that maybe as a gift idea, or especially around the holidays, or gift it to yourself.
Yes.
So, like Kevin said, we went to the Fiber Festival of New England, which we'll talk at length about. It's one of my absolute favorites. And 4 of the vendors that were at Woolen Folk were there, so we did support them, and we picked up a couple of things so that we can gift them to all of you.
Yes, and we also received 2 in the mail. So the first one we received for this was from Clinton Hill Cashmere. So we have this lovely skein of their...
This yarn.
This is their bespoke.
Yes.
It is 100% cashmere that's made in Italy.
Look
it is a 50-gram ball, 99 yards. So this will be added to the prize bin for the Gift the Folk.
Gifts by Folk.
Gifts by Folk. I'm never going to get it
Great
right.
job with your own.
And then we also received this donation.
This was extremely generous, and I there were no words. I didn't even know how to thank her.
So Adela from Lolo Bean Yarn Co., once she saw the post, she reached out to us and said she would love to donate some prizes. So she sent this beautiful box.
It's gorgeous.
I love the tissue paper. Number one, that it says Lola Bean Yarn Co.
I know.
That's
it's so good.
Amazing. But we have in
There's
here...
so much.
We have enamel pins. Tape measures. Stickers. Notebooks. And then we have some beautiful yarn. So I think what we'll do with this is we'll create... I think we have enough to do 2 individual pack-ups. So each person would get 2 skeins,
it's so good.
a notebook, the enamel pins.
I love
so
her yarn
thank
label.
you very much, Adela. It was, I mean, there's stickers in here. There's these notebooks with...
I just love that art, you know? It's so good.
It's super, super generous.
Like, it really touched us. That was really, really sweet.
And then, like Ray said, we visited the 4 vendors who were at Woolen Folk, who also attended the Fiber Festival of New England, and that was Cottontail Farms, Tina's Toasty Toes, 7th Floor Yarn, and...
Well, you're doing really well.
Seven Sisters Arts.
Good job. Yes.
So we will show...
We'll talk about that as we start.
At the end of the episode, but I just wanted to show the donations that we got because that was lovely. And that's kind of the admin-y stuff, I believe.
Yes.
And
we are also... Veterans Day is tomorrow. We're coming up on that, so I just wanted to give a huge shout out to all of those that are serving our country or those that have served our country. There's not enough gratitude or time to recognize how important that was or that is. So just a huge thank you to all of our veterans out there.
Good job.
Thanks.
And last thing, I know we've mentioned this before. We've been very fortunate, and a lot of small businesses and makers have shared coupon codes with us.
We should do a coupon cone.
That's available to you guys to use. We do have a link down below to a Google document that has all of the coupon codes and the links to the makers' websites or Etsy stores. We do have another one that we'll be adding to this. And it is from Long Island Yarn and Farm, who we have gushed about before. We love their products.
And that's actually the lotion that we just put on.
Yes, this is what we use.
This lives in our bedroom.
Use it every night before I go to bed on my hands.
So
we
good.
also have a hand salve. We bought some...
It's used very, very well.
Yes. We bought some soap from them recently, so we do have a code for them that's good until December 7th. The code is NATR10, and it gets you 10% off your order. Again, we'll update the Google document. It will be in there. And again, good until December 7th.
Yes.
That is officially the admin-y stuff. How has our 2 weeks been? It's been normal.
Well, we did New England Fiber Festival.
We did go to New England Fiber Festival for those of you.
The Fiber Festival of New England.
New England. I know. We always say it wrong.
Sorry.
It's weird. It's not weird, but I always feel like Fiber Festival.
Usually the Fiber Festival comes at the end of the events that we go to. Not.
I don't know. Who knows?
Whatever.
So either way, we went. It was a 2-day event. It's in Massachusetts, so it's about an hour and a half-ish drive for us, and it's all indoors.
Yep.
It's set up incredibly well.
It is right up there. It's one of my absolute favorite.
Yeah, because it's not overcrowded. It's not, it's not Rhinebeck. It's not 20,000 people descending on a town for a day. Mm-hmm. It's a much smaller group of people who are attending. A large number of vendors too.
Yeah, and we're very lucky in this area on the East Coast in New England that there are a lot of farms and all of that. So it is very sheepy too. There's, they bring, some of these vendors bring their alpacas and their sheeps and llamas and all of that. It's really kind of fun.
I was thinking we actually did a pretty good job. A lot of the yarn that we bought was sheepy yarn. It wasn't, superwash. It wasn't, we didn't buy a lot of indie dyed stuff, which obviously we love indie dyed, but it was nice to try some new bases. So we'll share
and
that.
And take the time also to, like, we were able to take the time and browse and talk to the vendors and talk to these farmers. And I don't know. It's really fun for me.
Yeah. And because it's a smaller event, you do get to go a little bit slower, right? At a different pace. Totally. Like we were there for a good 6 hours, I want to say. And we got to chat with a bunch of you.
Yeah, that's always...
It's so fun. And I know we say this all the time, but we run into viewers and typically with their husbands too, right? Their husbands may be with them at these events. And it's fun when the husbands either recognize our voices or recognize us or they know a little bit about what's like the channel or knitting because they watch or so shout out to all the husbands who support your spouses or partners, rather, your partner's yarn buying habits. We support you.
We totally do.
And then there were two things. I think it was in New England. We would like to say hello to Sabine from Germany, who will hopefully make it to the States next year for both Rhinebeck and the Fiber Festival of New England, because it would be great to meet Sabine in person. And then we've been sitting on this for quite a while.
I know. I keep forgetting, and I want to pull it up so that I can share this.
I just want to see. It wasn't in the calendar 2 weeks ago. We just want to say we were supposed to talk about this back in October 14th. So happy anniversary to Debbie and Randy.
For sure.
Randy had reached out and asked if we would give a little shout out to them. That Debbie it's probably an email.
No, it was Insta, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah. But it was really cute. We meant to do this, I believe, right before Rhinebeck. And we had put it on our calendar. Again, it's the support of not just you all watching us, but your support systems as well, who are supporting you, with these wonderful crafts and your interests. And it's very heartwarming, especially to us because, obviously we're married and...
Are we?
We are. There's a ring on my finger, at least. Do you have one on today?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's important, we try really hard, not try because it's just the way our relationship works, but we support each other through our interests and things, and it's really heartwarming when that happens again. What is wrong with you? I can't share a moment. Jeez.
So it was Randy. Get. So their wedding anniversary was October 14th or 15th rather, and it was their 13th anniversary. So happy anniversary! Thank you.
It's really sweet.
I hope you guys had a great day, and I apologize that we're a month late.
Yeah.
Speaking of anniversaries, it was our 8-year wedding anniversary on the 1st.
Sure was.
Right? 8, yes, because Reese will be 8 into December.
Yeah, we've been together for 23 years. And
23, it'll be 24 in January.
Sure will. January.
Whew, that's a long time. Whew.
That's where all my grays came from.
That's where this whole head of grays come from.
Yeah. Also, look how much shorter I do look than you.
Yes.
We determined, so a lot of you make comments when you see us out in public that I am taller than Kevin by quite a few inches. And it just, I think it's the way that our torsos, I have longer legs and Kevin has a longer torso.
Again, I'm Vincent, you are Max.
No.
Longer legs, longer torso.
Okay.
All right. And I think that's pretty much it. We haven't done it, business as usual now. Work and that, yeah.
My semester break is coming to an end, so I am in the process now of starting school back up again. I needed to take that semester off.
In January, right?
In January is my plan.
Okay.
Because I believe that's the spring semester of 23. I just tried to do it on my phone, but I need to do it on my computer because I can't. My brain's not braining today.
All right, let's get into some knitting. I have one FO and I believe one 2, 3 whips, I think.
Wow, good for you. I am going to be showing...
Oh, and I have something. I just meant to get it. I'll run down and get it.
What is it?
You're talking. My swatch for my future cast-on.
Oh, yeah. Great. It's probably easier if I go and get it, though, because then I have to get up anyway.
No, I could squeeze behind you.
Okay. I did put on a few pounds.
I've lost a few.
I have 2... I know you took mine, or I took yours. I have 2 finished objects. I have 1 failed work in progress, which I will talk about. I have 1 work in progress that I'm currently knitting on. And I have a skill in progress. Sure, I'll go first. Thanks, Kev. So I have finally finished my Lumberjack socks by whatchamacallit, Gingersnap that. And I absolutely love these. So we picked... No, I think this was a gift to us. Or I'm not quite sure. But I've been working on these for a good long time. And I always love to have hand knit socks on the needles just so that I can bring them with me and like knit while we're getting our haircut or whatever. It's just so much easier for me to do when we're in the round. But this kit is super cool. Here's the label. So this is by Gingersnap that. They are lovely people. We actually had the pleasure of meeting them in person in Montreal when we went to Knit City, Montreal. This is Gingersnap that. And the base is the Lumberjack sock set. Colorway is Kai, I believe. It's on their Mighty Marled fingering. So it's an 80/20 superwash merino and nylon. It came with a main skein of yarn, which I have a ton left over. There was like 600 yards with all of this combined. So I have a ton of this left over in this beautiful like blue and black kind of marl together. And came with 2 minis. One like a black and white, black and gray kind of marl. And the other one was a solid black. So what I ended up doing was I wanted to kind of do some fun things with the colors and try to play around with them a little bit. So I did a little stripe detail here on the cuff. I did a 2x2 rib, German twisted cast on. I believe this is 6 rows. Then I knit, I think 3 rows, 2 rows, 3 rows, and then 6 again. And then I knit my leg. And then for the toe, I just did, obviously you can see, I just did this one. And then for the heel, I was thinking about doing like a bullseye heel. But I think I just decided on adding that little bit of the gray marled there. And then cute. Finishing with the black. And I really like it. I think they're really cool. Nobody's really going to see, like, this. But I do. No, but it's fun.
Look, it brings you joy when you're just hanging out on the couch and you see your socks.
I know. And I do that sometimes. Like, I look down at my stockinged feet and I'm like, oh, those are cute. So... Be proud. These are lovely.
No, but it's cool because it gives people ideas, too, on different ways to use some yarn. You could do that with any leftover scraps that you have. Just 100%. Add a little pop on your heel or even your toe.
Yep. But these are showing up really well.
Even in your cuff, actually, if you are concerned that you're going to... Yeah, if you're concerned that you may not have enough yarn, like I do all the time for whatever reason with my heels, toes, and cuffs, but just adding those few extra stripes in the cuff gives you a little extra yarn or that little detail on the heel. This way you're not playing yarn chicken, so that's a good little touch for it.
So like I said, I do have quite a bit of leftover yarn, so we'll put those aside. This is a good amount, so I should probably weigh this. These would be really fun, like mitts or something.
So
mitts. Maybe I can do
a hat. You could do probably, it may not be, it's not going to be your full version of a sock head, but you could do a sock head and with a smaller brim and stripe these two.
Great
one
idea.
and one, and then finish it off with that.
That's a great idea. So speaking of doing the stripes, what I did was, when you're adding stripes to ribbing, you knit the first row straight and not go right into the ribbing when you join the yarn. And then what you do is you end up, so you don't get a jog, which I don't have a jog there, you end up picking up the leg of the previous stitch and knitting that together instead of, some people like to slip that first stitch. So I don't remember where I found that technique, but it really did a great job. And every time I changed the color of my yarn, I just knit a row plain and then picked up the ribbing again, for that second row. You can't tell that there was an extra row knitted in between here. It's hard to tell because it's dark. The transition for the ribbing is pretty seamless, so you don't see that extra row there. But you don't get those weird like purl bumps, that was like...
Yeah, but what I do for that, instead of doing what you do, I knit one, slip one, all the way around.
Yeah, sure. You could do that too.
So I slip my pearls, right?
I thought you...
So I do a 1 by 1.
Right.
So yes, because you did 2 by 2, I think that's the better idea. With a 1 by 1, I knit my knit stitch and slip the purl until the color change has happened.
Right.
I've done that on self-striping. That's what it was.
Okay.
On my self-striping socks, when I use the self-striping for the cuff.
Yeah.
And I do 1 by 1. I knit one, slip one at the color change until it's completed, and then I go back to a regular ribbing.
Yeah. I don't know. It adds a little extra like clean.
But you know what's funny
lines?
Is I don't know if you can see on my sweater. So this section is stockinette. This is a reverse stockinette, and
when did you knit that?
Stitch Fix it.
Oh, good.
But they let the bumps happen, and I love that little detail here.
Me too. On that sweater, yes. Yeah, but that's a good point, because that's what you probably can't see it from that angle. But
I don't know. Oh, here. You might be able to see it on the arm.
But that's usually what happens when you're changing colors.
See, like you have the white in the blue, and then you have the white and the orange.
Yep. So that's definitely a look, but if you're going for... you don't want to see those, then that technique worked for me. So, yeah. So these are them. I'm super excited that they're finished. I did not wash them or anything like that, so I'll wear them and then they get washed. You know what I mean?
Very nice.
Yeah.
So my first pair is also a pair of socks. It was living in my Hohe & Co. bucket bag.
Yeah.
So this is the Woolens. I actually knit this because of Michael.
These are stunning.
When we were in Rhinebeck, we had a house with Michael from Piece for Piece podcast and the ladies at Piece for Piece Crafting podcast and the ladies from Knitting Posse. So Michael had these socks on. It is from Woolens and Nosh. It is her July 2023 Yarn Club colorway called I Read Banned Books. It's on her 90% superwash targhee and 10% nylon base. These are stunning.
Stunning.
As soon as I saw that he saw them on him and in person, I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll be casting those on when I get home. And I did. So here they are.
They're really good.
Can't even with how much I love these socks.
Mm-hmm. It's like a fade almost, and like a sunset or something.
I don't get it because it is like a not weird, but it kind of has a rainbow vibe to it, but backwards in a weird way. And it's probably the way that I started it. Imagine if it started here, you would have kind of red, orange, yellow, but you have an orangey yellow, and then your regular yellow, and then you have the green and I absolutely love these.
Yeah, they're really good.
So I did a German twisted cast on, a 1x1 twisted rib for 16 rows, which gets me about 1.5 inches on the ribbing. I did a total of 6.5 inches for my leg.
Yeah.
Put in my markers for afterthought heel, and I did 6.5 inches in the foot or 6.25, I think, actually, in the foot. Then I did my regular toe. I decrease until I have 16 stitches on both of my needles, and then Kitchener. Picked up for the afterthought. Did 5 rows of straight knitting before I started my decreases. And again, I do my decreases until I have 16 stitches on both needles, and then I Kitchener. With all of that being said, I feel like my socks have been bigger than they should be lately. So I'm going to decrease my foot to 6 inches of knitting and see how that works. Maybe it'll give me a little negative ease.
Yeah. We were talking about how, your gauge can change quite a bit. Like if you think about, and Maddie talked about this from We Share Needles podcast, how she now is down to like a 0, knitting on a US 0. She had to change because she knits so loosely now that she had to change her needle size. And that happens over time as you get comfortable or, relaxed into your knitting.
Even the time of day.
Yeah.
So I knit these. I was knitting the cuff somewhere, and I had noticed that my stitches were different. They looked different after, I think when we were at Kelly and Gary's, I was knitting on I don't know where we were. I was somewhere knitting on the cuff, and I looked at it after getting home and went, wow, just that one row, I could see that my stitches were just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
The other thing I just thought of, and I don't know if that's the case because it has been a while since I've knit socks, your feet, the size, not the length, but the width of your feet would change also with weight loss.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Duh.
So if I've lost weight since January, we'll say, that could also impact the overall feel of my socks. So I have like next to nothing.
Yeah, you were definitely down
of my contrast color, but it's good to know because I did get 16 rows, 1 by 1 rib, the heel with an extra 5 rows, and then the toe. And what I did to try to minimize the amount of yarn that I was using when I got to the point where I was going to Kitchener, I wrapped the yarn around 3 times the total of the needle, and it was enough to Kitchener and weave in my ends. Because
you didn't pull out too much.
Right, I didn't pull out too much. It wasn't this, and I think I pulled out a little bit extra after that wrap. So, but that worked out well because I said to you, I was like, man, I wish there was a way to know the Italian tubular bind off, right? It tells you 4 times the amount of your project. So I wrap it around 4 times, give myself maybe an extra 6 inches just to be safe.
Right.
So I kind of did that with the Kitchener on both the toes and the heels, and that worked out quite well. Anything else? And I have
a good amount.
Yeah. So this, I probably have a project. Well, I do have a project that this could go in now.
I know. I'm excited for you.
I'm not. I am, but I'm not.
No, you are. You've been wanting to do this for a while.
So yeah. So those are my read band books. Socks by Woolens and Nosh.
Yay. Amazing.
And I even completed it in my trusty notebook now. That's what we're going to do.
I was waiting for you to say something.
We are going to take a page out of Lisa from Knit All the Yarn podcast, or 72 Stitches, and we are going to start keeping track of our grams in and grams out next year.
Yes.
And at the end of that, I would like my grams out to be higher than my grams in.
That would be great. I would love that
fantastic.
As well. However, let's just we're
going to try.
Yeah.
So that's it for FO. No,
I have one more FO.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you talked about it while I was downstairs.
I didn't.
Sorry.
Nope. I blathered on a little bit. Blathered on, as Amy would say. I miss her already.
I wish I saved this. There was something I saw on Instagram that was like an old say, like when people show old words that we just don't use anymore, and this was a combo that we should use, and I totally forgot to save it because it was perfect.
Okay, so my next FO was a hat that I think I had talked about doing this for one of the people at our knit night, or in-person knit night, is having her first baby. She had asked if I would knit her something. She chose a pattern, like an outfit, including a hat. So I completed the hat. This is the Mountain Hat by Mimi Knitting. And I did the newborn to 1 month old size.
It's cute.
Look how cute.
Is it blocked?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the yarn obviously is a little bit different. I tried to find the same yarn in the pattern, but it's overseas and we can't get that yarn over here. So I just chose Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Superwash. The color is Oyster Heather. It's a really nice, like, textured hat. It's going to be very, very stretchy for the baby, so they can probably wear this for a while.
Yeah.
It may be a little bit big for a newborn head, but it'll, it's not going to really go anywhere. So you can see the texture farther away. It's a lot. You can definitely see it.
I was going to say, you can definitely see the pattern further away than you can up close.
Yep. So I will say that the pattern, I'll talk about it in my failed whip section. The pattern is it contains a lot of information, which is great, but some of that information is scattered and it's a little bit difficult to figure out where you were. So I was successful with the hat, and I did a little pom-pom using the Clover pom-pom maker. I did sew this in pretty tight, and what I ended up doing was I came through the top of the pom-pom and then back down again, just so that it wouldn't flop all over the place. I mean, it's not, the baby's not going to be running around and, flopping all over, but it gives it a little bit more, security there. Like, it doesn't flop over, and it kind of sits right in the center of the hat, almost smushy like. So I thought that was kind of fun, but I did leave a little bit of a bow in here. She could always pick that out. She's a knitter too. She's just learning how to knit. So if she wanted to pick that out, she could. But it is superwash. She can, wash it, dry it, no problem. But yeah, I thought it was very cute.
It's cute, yeah.
Yeah. And the yarn, I have to say, like, the yarn was really good to work with. I don't remember the last time I did a Wool of the Andes superwash from Knit Picks on a garment before. We've used the non-superwash before, and I feel like I've used the...
In our Montrealers.
No, it wasn't. We used...
Superwash.
Yeah, it was superwash, but it wasn't Wool of the Andes.
Yeah.
Nope, it was... shoot.
It wasn't Swish.
Yes, it was.
I use Wool of the Andes.
I use Swish.
Swish you used for your...
My flax.
Yes, and you use Wool of the Andes because you use Oyster Heather Wool of the Andes as your stripe.
Correct.
And I used it in Dominic's sweater.
Good job. So, anyway, this one's all done. And I don't know. I think that's all I have to say about that.
So that reminded me, speaking of Knit Picks, if you are a fan of Knit Picks yarn, they are having their big sale now. So check that out. And not rumor has it, we talked about it on Thursday, that they've replaced Felici with like
Felicina or something?
Felicini or something. That sounds like a food. But it's 100 grams.
We haven't had a good pasta dish in a long time.
I know. Today would be a good day for pasta. I could make sauce.
You could.
I have sauce in the freezer.
You do?
Yeah, from when I made lasagna.
Yeah.
So we could do pasta with that sauce.
Wow, I love your sauce.
I know. That'll be great.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And then that made me think, you guys know that we are big fans of our Delicue bags. Like our messenger bag, our backpack, and our needle case. Well, they are currently taking pre-orders for 3 new items coming out. One of them is a Maker's Knitty backpack, which is
I like the yellow one.
Well, yeah, I love the yellow too. So this backpack...
You should have shown the yellow one so it will show up a little bit better. Oh, no, that looks good.
And then... Oops.
Because I like the detail.
Yeah, so here, I'll show the yellow, because you're right, it does look better. So here's the... Oops, Stop.
Can you just use your fingers
I'm hitting the wrong one. So here's the yellow. right? So it's cute.
Oh, it's so good.
This I'm excited about. I want to see it in person before I make any type of decision.
Me too.
We love our needle case from them. They have a new, it's called their Hook and Needle Notebook. So to me, it's very reminiscent of the Threaded Maple style notebook. Mm-hmm. So this is what the exterior of it looks like. And then the interior has a lot of features.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if I sound like a freaking infomercial. But...
No, but, we love...
So I'm going to see if I could do this on screen.
And looks like the pages are interchangeable, so you could
take them out.
Yeah, take them out or add more.
Yes, I think it's really cool.
Me too. It's modular.
I would love to see it in person and just kind of get a feel of how it works and how many needles it holds. I didn't look much into it, but I thought I'd share. So you can, I think, pre-order on both Jimmy Bean's and at Delacue's website.
You said there were 3.
Oh, the other one is a hat box. That's right.
A hat box?
Yeah, it's called the Maker's Hat Box.
I haven't seen this one.
It looks like just a circular, solid knitting bag.
Or a hat box.
No.
Like you would put your hats in.
No, you keep your...
No, but that was the old-fashioned, like you used to have these hat boxes.
Yeah, so it's like this. It's solid.
Are there
has
pockets
space.
and stuff inside? Or
Yeah, you could keep... I'm trying to find a good picture of the interior.
Oh.
There, so it's a place to store some stuff.
That's neat.
Yeah. So that is that.
Cool.
Let's get back to whips. How many did you have?
I really only have 1. How many do you have?
I have 3.
All right.
And then I have future cast-on, which will be cast-on today, and another future cast-on that's for both of us. That we're both going to be casting on.
Yes.
So, go ahead. I'll go first then?
Yeah, because
All right, so first
Hashtag math.
There
are no rules, really.
Like, seriously, this is living in a Whimsy Stitches bag. Because it has foxes.
Yeah. Oh, we missed him this year at Rhinebeck.
I know, he didn't go to Rhinebeck this year.
Rick, he's really nice.
He is. So this is one of my ideas in my head that I'm having now is that I'm trying to, in addition to knitting stuff that I need to finish by deadlines, aka December 25th, and I would like to also work on things that I had put in bags and aside for projects. So,
me too.
What I am currently working on is the skipper hat. It is the Sandsgarn pattern. I bought the yarn and the pattern at Pick Up Every Stitch probably about a year ago, and it's just been sitting in a bag waiting to be cast on. So this is a classic ribbed hat. I think it may be a little bit like the Oslo, where it has like a folded brim that's attached. The instructions are actually quite confusing to me, so I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
The pattern is knit out of Sandsgarn Double Sunday. This is the DK weight yarn. It's 50-gram balls. The colorway
I felt it. How is it to work with?
It's really, really
it's
nice. It's a beautiful yarn. 50 grams, 108 meters. Colorways are in a different language, so I don't know. I think they're just numbers, actually.
Yeah.
It is non-superwash and mucilin free. And that's that. So, this is knit on 2 needles. So it's a 2.5 millimeter and a 3 millimeter. I'm making the large hat. I ripped it out. Yeah, I had cast on the small medium, and it was basically because of my experience knitting the Oslo hat and knitting the large and it being too large.
This is a non-superwash.
Yeah, that's what...
I'm sorry. I thought you said superwash.
So I started the ribbing. I really felt like it was not going to be big enough, so I ripped it out and I cast on again, and I'm making the medium large size, which, would be for 59 to 62 centimeter head. So that's like 23 to 24 inches, which I know my head's not that big.
No, that's a lot of
It's like 22, I think, is kind of where I fall around. So we'll see.
It looks good.
Yeah. It's an interesting construction.
Yeah.
Some of the instructions I don't understand right now. So I'm just at the point where I have to go to the next needle size. This is very strange. You cast on and knit with the larger needle size, and then you switch to the smaller needle size. And I believe I work a fold, and I work inside out. So I have to see. I honestly don't know. I think I'll be okay because even on here you can see that the ribbing is quite stretched out.
Yeah.
So, which also makes me wonder if should not have made this size.
Well, my head's bigger than
I'm
yours,
just
so
going to go with it and see what happens.
Yeah.
I bought this yarn specifically for this hat, so I figured it was damn well time to start using it and get this off the needles.
Totally.
I have another like bag downstairs that has a hat in it, I think, or it may be in my new project bin that I put together. But yeah, it is a beautiful yarn to work with. I like it. It's very round. I think it would be fantastic for a sweater or for color work.
Your cables.
Yeah, I think it would be great for cables.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah, it says that the hats work from hem to top, work ribbing first, then you work a fold up, then you turn work inside out and work a rib pattern until work is turned inside out once again, and then work one more fold up. Then you continue ribbing before finishing in rib pattern. Hat will be folded twice to right side for the fold up to ensure a comfortable and tight fit.
Wow.
I have no idea what any of that currently means.
I think it just means that you did a good job going up a size because it's going to be folded up all over the place.
I know. So we're just going to work through it and see what happens.
Great.
If anybody's knit this and you have any feedback, please let me know. But otherwise, I think it's a really pretty hat.
Me too. I think it's great. You know what we forgot to talk about, actually, is what I was wearing. I completely forgot, because I'm sure we might get some questions.
Just because you bought it doesn't mean we have to talk about
I did not buy this. This was hand knit by me. Thank you very much. This is the Ravelry using Let Lopi. It was my first time using that yarn. It is an Icelandic sweater. I can't pronounce the person who designed it, but you can go to, if you search for Ravelry, and we'll have it linked down below. I'll have it linked down below. This is with using, like I said, Let Lopi. I'm not quite sure what the colors are that I chose, but I knit this 2 years ago, maybe. It's wonderful.
Was it your Rhinebeck sweater last year?
It might have been.
Yes, it was, because I wore my John sweater to Woolen Folk last year, and you wore that to Rhinebeck one day because you matched Jesus.
Oh, I did. No,
right?
no. Me and Jesus wore the
So Basic.
This was my first colorwork sweater, I believe. So I was really happy with the result. The sweater is super warm and airy at the same time. So I don't get overheated with this. The yarn has held up very, very well.
I mean, the yarn's never going to break.
No, it's so good. It's got a rolled cuff here, which only goes to here. Like, it doesn't roll up anymore. It's
I have a rolled cuff today too.
Yeah. I think it's a really cool detail, and it was really fun to knit. And I think I bought a few more patterns from them. They had an anniversary sale, and this was last year, I think. So I have a few more patterns, and some of them are like you can choose your own motif and mix and match them, which is really cool. I should probably pull that up, but it's probably going to take me so long. But I'll pull it up while Kevin is talking. But that's what I'm wearing.
Am I moving on to another whip?
Yeah, because I really only have one whip, one failed whip, and then a skill in progress.
Okay, so
that's what I'm calling it, a skill in progress. I thought that was
pretty
clever.
So next whip, I just cast this on yesterday. Again,
whip it good.
We've been talking about our stash and how to use some of it. And one of the things that I've really wanted to do, and I know that I've said this before, is I really want a blanket. And I know crochet's quicker. I'm not a good crocheter. I would need to practice, but I also want a blanket on the needles. And I want something that, and I know it's going to be a long-term project. It's not something that I expect to finish anytime soon.
This is going to be a 2-hour episode.
Probably. I mean, would you expect anything less?
Yeah, because I didn't think we had a lot.
So I'm knitting the Jelly Roll Blanket by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. I'm going to use all leftover yarn, following her instructions with one exception. So I'm using scraps. We have, like I said, we have a full bin of it. All of our scraps are in plastic bags, and 90% of them probably still have the yarn band in it, so we know where it came from. So it is knit on a 2.75 millimeter needle. I'm using some double points just because it's easier and I don't have to fuss since it's so small. So I just cast on yesterday.
And it's just garter?
It's just garter.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, garter. That's it. The only thing I'm doing that's not recommended in the pattern is I am slipping the last stitch of every row with my yarn in front to create a nice selvage edge so that it's easier for me to pick up stitches when I attach the next section. Because you will, once this is done, and I'm going to make this 6 feet, sounds ridiculous.
Totally, 100% ridiculous. But I love your ambition.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see. So stupid.
No, it's gonna be fantastic.
No, it's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah.
So once you complete the first jelly roll part and you cast on your next one with 20 stitches, you have to slip your last stitch and then pick up a stitch from this side and knit those two together to attach them. So I figured it would just be easier to have a nice selvage edge to pick that up. It wasn't called for in the pattern, and that's all I'm doing. And I did the stitch count. It's 20 stitches. So super easy. And it's one of those things, like, I don't know if this happens to y'all, where you have your projects around you. You don't want to knit on any of them because either you have to like do your ribbing, or you have to count stitches, or you have to pick something up, or whatever the case is. And or you have to tink back and you're like, I don't want to do any of that. This is going to be that knitting project where I don't want to do any of that. Let's just grab something.
I love it.
And I'm going to use these until they're done. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be some really long sections, I think, unless I choose to like break it up and maybe use that color in later on in another stripe. But I think it'll be cute once it's done.
Oh, it's going to be
10
amazing.
years.
Yeah. No, it's great though. It's good to have a long-term goal. You know?
I actually need to pick a bag to keep this in too, because I haven't found a bag.
We
for
have
that.
plenty. Great. Okay.
Oh.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
What?
No, go ahead.
Oh, it looked like you remembered something?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Is it whose turn?
Yours. I have one.
Okay. I have a quick thing, and I might have shown this last time, and I'm not quite sure, but this is my skill in progress. So we have been, obviously, talking a lot about our sock machine, Trisket. She's doing well. I failed at doing heels a few times, and I have now one successful heel done on the sock machine, and I just wanted to show it. I haven't had much chance to sit down at the machine in the past couple of days or weeks, but yeah, I have a successful heel. So this is a short row heel done on we have a Erlbacher Speedster, our Gearhart Speedster, and it's a 64 stitch cylinder that we have installed now. We do have also a 72? 48 one, which we haven't used yet, but this is just the waste yarn that came with it. So I wanted to practice doing a heel. I'm a little bit jealous. We just watched Max and Vincent last night, and Vincent is like a pro now. He did an entire sock. So I got the hung hem situated, and I did a few of these practice sessions with the heels, and I'm thinking that I'm going to now switch over to regular yarn to see if I can do a pair of socks.
Do you know, like, how does the heel fit for you? Because I know
Good.
Vincent
I put
was
this
saying
on.
that his was a little tight, and he did something. He added more stitches on his.
Yeah. I marked our cylinder to kind of create a deeper heel. It's just by one or two stitches, I believe, on either side. So
Instead of
short
32.
rows. Yeah. But again, I don't really know. It's not a full sock, so when you put this on, obviously everything hangs off. It's just really the heel. So I have to see what it feels like in a full sock. But yeah, it's my skill in progress. So I'm determined to get it right. We had some tension issues last time. I believe we talked about it. I was able to fix the tension with you have like a heel tensioner on the top. I was incorrect. I was putting the yarn in, feeding the yarn through incorrectly. So it didn't create that tension that it needed to. And so that's since been fixed, and I'm really excited. I just need to be able to like sit down and do it. Mm-hmm. But all these Xmas projects now are kind of...
I know, that all like literally starts today.
Yeah, if only we were, we followed our own advice and started Christmas knitting in July.
I think sometimes I work a little bit better under pressure too, so I'll get stuff done faster for like that.
Great. Well, luckily we have some good projects picked out that should be pretty speedy.
So,
I have one more failed whip and then an actual whip work in progress.
I have one more, so you go again.
Okay. So let's talk really quickly about my failed whip.
We'll talk about both.
I'm going to talk about both.
Yeah, that would make...
Yeah. So I had mentioned with the hat, it was part of a set, and I bought here's the pattern I was talking about, Lopi Anniversary sweaters. So the cool thing about these sweaters is that you can kind of pick and choose like the charts that you want on them. Mix and match how you want to add the different things in there. There's 4 different motifs, which I thought was really cool. So I believe this pattern was free for their anniversary sale. I'm not quite sure if it is now, but it's just called Anniversary is the name of the pattern. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
Right?
It kind of, I don't know, I guess it would be very similar to like Tin Canet's Strange Brew, where when you buy their pattern book, you have all the motifs in the back and you can just kind of create your own things.
Right. So this was the romper suit that goes along with the hat, the knitting pattern. It's 36 pages long because it has like charts written out for every single size. The pattern it's hard to explain, but here's like where I was. So I pulled out my needles already. But I got the neckband completed. This is the back. I got the neckband completed, which took a little bit of time. I couldn't understand what they were asking, down here. And then there's cable detail along the raglan, and then you have your charted pattern in here to kind of create those little V's. There's also some short row shaping.
That's a lot for a baby.
I know.
Actually,
it's definitely a lot. So I got to the point where I was separating for sleeves, and I just pulled out the what's it called, barber cord thing that I used to separate. So this is one of the sleeves here, and so then you're supposed to do some short rows back and forth, which I completed. And then it asks you to jump back into the pattern. It doesn't give you a chart anymore. It kind of says you should be able to figure out what the pattern was. You have to look at the columns of stitches. If you've got 4 columns in a row, it needs to be, or knit columns, it needs to be a purl stitch. But only if the columns next to it have whatever. It was just very, very difficult to follow for me. And for a baby sweater, this was taking way too long, like in my brain, trying to figure it all out.
It just stressed you out. You were stressed out every night on the couch knitting on it.
And Kevin finally was just like, and I finally was just like, I can't do this anymore. And I feel bad, because you commit to doing something for somebody else.
Well,
but I didn't choose the pattern.
No, but you're a yes man.
I like to make people happy.
Yeah, but if anybody asks you anything, your immediate response is yes. Well, you don't like to give it a thought either. You're just like yes.
Yeah, then I make it happen.
And then you pull it. And then you pull it out.
So, So I am. I'm done with this.
Good job.
I'm completely done with this. I hate it. So I am going. It's very cute in the picture, and I'm sure it would be adorable if it was for my own child,
or if somebody else bought it.
Sure.
To buy, it would be
so. Cute. I sent a message to the mom-to-be, and I said, I'm so sorry. I just can't make this pattern work for some reason. I'm struggling a lot. Can we, would you mind if I did something else? And she was, of course, whatever you make would be wonderful. But, yeah. There's a lot. It was a lot. And I'm using, it was the same yarn. So it's the Knit Picks, Wool of the Andes, Superwash. Again, here's the tag. Oyster Heather. It's a worsted weight yarn. I'm using, so on that, it doesn't matter what I used on this pattern for needle size because it's garbage. Not really. I'm gonna reuse the yarn. So then, what I decided then to do was a nice, fun, relaxing pattern. I'm still doing a sweater, but I am doing the Flax by Tin Can Knits. I am absolutely obsessed with their new app that they have, and I had talked about this a few times. It is so easy to use. It's free, so if you haven't downloaded the pattern or the app, go for it. What's really cool is like it gives you, you can have different icons for the projects that you're knitting on. So this is the mitts that I did. That's the hat that I had done for our niece. And now I'm working on the Flax. You choose the pattern that you want to knit. It comes with.
I gotta link it to my Ravelry.
I didn't do that.
I have so many patterns from them.
I didn't do it on my iPad. I had it on my phone. Authorize. Sorry, guys. Open. So you choose the patterns that they support. It'll go through your library and pull out the patterns that you already have in there, and if it's supported by the app, which they eventually will get all of their patterns in there. You choose the project. So in this case, I chose the Flax, and you pick what size you want to use. It gives you a lot of options now. So you can choose whether or not you want to work the ribbon. And this is a free pattern, so I'm not giving anything away. You can choose whether or not you want to do the ribbing first, or if you want to add the ribbing afterwards for the neck. You can choose to add short row shaping, or you can choose to go without short row shaping. And then as you knit, it highlights where you're at. You push your little this little arrow here, and it'll move down as you're knitting it to the next piece. So what's really handy, bless you, what's really handy for this app is when you get to a point, like for example, my raglan. When you get to the point of the raglan, it says repeat rows 1 and 2 7 times. Every time you hit that down arrow, it'll move down a row, but then it knows that it's got to repeat that 7 times. So all you have to do is just keep hitting that arrow, and it'll keep going back and forth until you hit that 7 times, and then it'll move on to the next piece. So it takes a lot of the that thought out, like, oh my gosh, how many of these have I done? I just think it's super easy, and every step you can push this little support button, and it'll pop up with, this says, how to do stockinette. You can choose, like in this section, you just need to know how to do stockinette. If I did it under the short row section, it'll tell you how to do, the short rows, how to pull up an extra stitch. There's video tutorials. It's super, super handy. If you get confused, like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do that, you don't need to Google anything. You don't need to go to YouTube. I cannot say enough about this pattern. We are not sponsored by them, or the app. We're not sponsored by them, but we very much love this. Okay, so without further ado, I cast this on Thursday night. It's so stinking cute, and I made quite a bit of progress. So here's where we are.
Very cute.
Right now. Right?
Yeah.
Super cute.
And it's such a easy pattern.
Simple pattern. I opted to go with the neck first. That's the back. And yeah. I followed everything along. I separated for sleeves. I'm doing a little garter detail going down the side. So this is the baby size 1. And I just have you're just knitting 5 inches.
Yeah, you'll be
the
done
body,
before you know it.
Right? So I can probably get done with the body today. It's a little bit scrunched on the needles, but yeah, I mean, simple, cute little sweater. I think it's going to be a boy. He'll be able to wear this throughout the entire winter because I think it's going to be a little bit large, again, like the hat. And
with superwash,
so he'll
grow a bit.
He'll get wear out of it. But look at
it's going to be an adorable set.
What a cute little set. So I'm doing my own thing for her. She doesn't know that I chose the flax.
Oh, I thought you said you sent it to her.
Nope. I just said that this is what I can do. It's got cute little details along the side, is what I told her.
Okay.
So
nice.
Yeah. That's it. That's my work in progress.
All right. My next work in progress is also a break in the bank combined.
Great.
So, when we were at the Fiber Festival of New England, I saw the Dreaming Robots booth again, which we saw at Rhinebeck, and I have purchased a e-spinner, and I've been spinning a bit. I've been trying to, I actually haven't done it in a couple days, but do 10 to 20 minutes at a time a day. I had some alpaca that was gifted to me quite a while ago because I do have a regular double treadle wheel, but that takes a little more time, and I don't have the best place actually currently to watch TV and do it because it bothers my back or dining room chairs if I sit in it too long.
They're not very comfortable.
They're not. But this was really nice. I used it at the festival. They had demonstrations. If you wanted to give it a try, you could. And I went with this because it's comes with everything that you need for a much more affordable price than some others that I've seen. So,
and they had 2 sizes, right?
Yeah, this is the electric eel, which is the 2.0 or whatever. It's the full size. They also have a nano.
The nano was cute.
The nano's cute. It came with 6 bobbins. So more than enough. And yeah, I've enjoyed using it. So I'm just going to mess around with fiber that I didn't purchase, but fiber that was gifted to me. So I'll finish off what I have here. Then I'll grab another. It's in some bags. I actually forgot how much they are. They're probably about an ounce or 2 ounces, or I don't know. And then apply them together, and then maybe I'll dye them and knit something up with it. But
that could be really fun.
I've been enjoying the process.
It's so quiet.
It's incredibly quiet, and it's very smooth.
And there's the option, I don't know if you just said it, because I must have blacked out, but there's an option to plug it in or attach it to a battery pack.
Yeah, you could attach it to a battery pack so you could actually travel with that. Yeah. So that was a purchase and a whip.
Nice.
And now it's just a couple of future things.
I didn't bring out any of my future things.
Well, I have this for both of us.
Great.
So first up, which will be cast on today, because I would like to have it for myself for Christmas, is did I buy the pattern yet? I don't know. Yes, I think I did. A rabbit. So I bought some yarn at Woolen Folk from... Did I not buy the pattern?
I put it in my queue. On Rabbit, I can pull.
Well, no, for this here.
Oh.
Not my cube, my favorites. So.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba.
Did I not even put it in my favorites? Wow, Kevin, you're a slacker, dude. Is it here? So if you guys can't hear, and if you didn't know, we do have a bird. If that's not your thing, sorry, but he chirps.
He is very... He has so much fun playing in his cage with his bells. He rings his bell to get our attention. He's been exploring the house now.
Yeah, he flies like a drunk person on a Saturday night.
He does, because he was clipped when we got him. His wings were clipped, but he's molted, and a lot of them have grown back. So he is learning how to fly around the environment. I got a really cute picture of him.
So this is what I'll be knitting. This is the core vest. It's Kore. It is a Brooklyn tweed pattern.
Yep.
I have swatched. I did a baby swatch, but this is it. Using the recommended needle size, which, if I'm not mistaken, is a US 6, so a 4mm. And it's going to be living in this bag that was given to us at, oh my gosh, Montreal. Why can't I? Knit City, Montreal. This is my Real Men Wear flowers that Caroline gave us there. And
She also recommended the best...
the poutine place.
Poutine place.
And we met her friend at...
We did. New England.
Was it New England? No, it was Rhinebeck, wasn't it? It was either one. I don't remember. So this is the yarn, the Moda that I got at Woolen Folk. So this is a DK weight. It's a beautiful yarn. It feels fantastic blocked. It is 100 grams and it's 230 meters. And I am slightly concerned that I may not have enough yarn, because I'm really, really close meter wise. I could have used a 5th skein or ball, I guess. But we're going to try to make it work. If not, I can always order one more online and use it for, which I think this is a really good tip. And I don't recall who gave this to us. If you feel like you're running out of yarn and you buy a skein online after the fact, a good way to use it, if you have the opportunity to, and you think that the color is going to be off, is to use it in your ribbing for your sleeves, the ribbing for the body. You could use it in the ribbing for the neck. So this way, it's not as noticeable if you were to just add a different lot into the body of a sweater. Adding it in those 3 spots, so your collar, your hem, and your cuff, would hide the fact that it's a different color. And I don't know, like maybe the body you'd get a little bit more in the hem. But I think that's a good way. So just in case I'm doing those, the sleeve and the neck last. Mm-hmm. So if I really feel like I'm running out, then I'll buy a 5th one and use it in those the areas. So this I'll cast on today. It's going to take a while because it's an Italian tubular cast on, and it's like, I don't know, close to 250 stitches. But I feel like it's such a beautiful vest, and I would like to
really gonna be nice.
Have it for Christmas. And if we go to Vogue Knitting Live in New York in January or February, whenever it is, I would like to have it then too, because I believe Wool Dreamers,
they were there last year.
Yeah, I believe they said that they were going to be there this year. So it'd be really cool to wear a vest in their yarn and see them again.
I have a project picked out. It's going to be a test knit that I'm going to rip out my Dustland by Stephen West, which I still haven't done yet, but that was using the Moda yarn. And I think it's going to complement this pattern so well. So I'm not ready to talk about that just yet, but I will. That's my plan for my Moda.
And then last up on the planned knitting, this is something that won't get cast on right away, but it is on our radar.
I'm super excited for this.
I know, for Rhinebeck for next year.
Well, look at us planning.
So Kate had brought her Gambier with her, and it was stunning.
Yeah. It's stunning.
So we've decided that we're going to be knitting Gambiers. We are going to knit Sean's Gambier, which is by...
Is it Gambier or Gambier?
It's...
I'm not sure.
Neither am I.
Great.
Who is the designer? Does it not say here? Am I missing this?
Well, it's probably in the pattern itself, maybe.
Yeah, it doesn't say. That's interesting. It doesn't say it on Ravet. But
Yeah.
either way, here is the sweater.
It is really, really nice.
It's more of a jacket. It's a super bulky.
Yes.
So we both will be using Lamb's Pride yarn. My sweater, the plan right now is I'll be using this blue as the body.
It's by Lindsay Inouye. Inouye.
Thank you. So I'm going to be using blue as my main color. This will be accent color 1, and I'm pretty confident that's going to be my second one.
And this is
then-
the Lion's Pride?
Yeah, Lamb's Pride.
Lamb's Pride.
And you're using this here is one of your colors. You're also using this one, and then we're just waiting for colors
Yeah.
to just pick the other one. So I'll be using Blue Magic, Oatmeal, and Warm Caramel.
And I'm going to be
possibly.
using Sable, Oatmeal, and there's like a Glacial Blue, which
So,
I thought would be really cool.
those are some future cast-ons that will be coming,
Yeah.
and I think that's all the knitting
I think so too.
from us.
Here's Skylar hanging out. He loved the lamp.
Yeah, he loved. I'm thinking because of the heat from it.
Maybe.
And
But
then
he was he was hanging out, looking all around.
yep.
He liked the back of the couch as well.
Yes, he did, like the back of the couch. So, let's see. So, last thing before we get into Owl Post and Breaking the Bank is I have added some items to the shop, or to the website. I say shop, and when I say that, I think Etsy. So, I need to start saying to the website.
Okay. I mean,
Just
that's your
for
shop
my-
as well. Sure.
Head.
Whatever
So-
whatever you need to do.
All right, so I've added Iron Mountain on both 75-25 fingering and DK.
It's great. That's showing up really well.
So it's some blue, dark blue, couple shades of gray, and this like icy blue.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually changed the way I dyed it this time around because I wanted more of this blue in it, and I wasn't getting a lot of it the old way. It's actually the same way. It's just I'm making sure I use more of this.
It looks great.
This
is so
but
good.
I don't know if you saw. We also have new yarn bands, and this is the first time that I'm using them. So here's the old band. Here is the new bands. So this is steampunk. So this has like a purpley brown gray almost.
I didn't realize you switched over to the bands yet.
I just ran out of the old ones earlier this week. This nice gold, some light grays, some white space in there. This is called Steampunk. It is on both 75-25 fingering and DK.
They look good.
Then Fire Pit, added both on 75-25 merino, DK and fingering. Twilight on 100% superwash merino fingering and DK. Shady Pine, there's some on 100% superwash merino DK, and then this is on the 75% BFL, 25% nylon. So there's plenty of these now.
Shady Pine's a great color. This would make a nice sweater.
This is Mountain Vibes, which is only on 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon fingering. So you have some gray, some greens and oranges. And then last, this will be up soon. This is going to be called Spitfire.
I cannot with this
So
color.
it kind of reminds me of Merida from the Brave movie and the whole like vibe of it. I was watching some of it. I walked by this and I was like, oh my God, it reminds me of Brave. I was like, oh my God, what should I name it? So I started watching it, but yesterday I didn't finish. So yeah, some blue, this like burnt orange, some other orange. There's like a melon color back here. It's really interesting. I was going for something completely different, but this is what ended up happening in the dye pots.
That's amazing. Is that listed?
This is not listed yet. I need to take pictures of the DK.
Okay.
But this, on the fingering, I did get pictures, so I just need to post them.
This Mountain Vibes is really, really cool.
I know, Mountain Vibes I like too. Somebody had recommended me just using that because I was like, oh, it kind of gives me mountain vibes. And they're like, just use that as the name. Yeah. And
I like the new labels.
There is a new sale section on the site as well. So there's some yarn listed there, and there is some Let's Hear It for the Boys pack-ups are listed there, or bundles.
Yes.
So there's
lots of
there's a bunch of yarn in the shop currently.
Yeah. Check it out.
All right, and next up is Owlpost. Do we have any? Outside, yes, I do. Outside of what we've already shown for donations for prizes?
Yeah.
All right, so first up, we love our knit swag.
We do.
We have plenty of mugs and towels. We have luggage. We have notebooks. So Kelly sent us a message while we were at Rhinebeck. What I have now found out is for about, I want to say a good 2 weeks, my phone was consistently on Do Not Disturb, and I wasn't getting text messages or phone calls. During Rhinebeck, the entire time, I was like, how come I'm not getting Kate's messages or like Kim's or whatever the case was? None of them were coming into my watch, whatevs. So I wasn't getting messages. And Kelly had sent one and saying, hey, I'm here. I have something for you guys. Can we meet up? And we literally saw it on the way back to the house.
Yeah.
On Saturday. So we didn't get to see her there, but she did send us this stuff. And this thing is so awesome and huge. This is a monster of a water bottle. And it is engraved like laser cut.
Or laser etched, I think that's what it's called.
Yes. So you have a yarn ball. You have like a dress. I think this is, I'm going to go with like a skirt there. You have some hats.
It's like a crafty...
gloves.
Yeah.
Knitting needle. I thought I saw a wheel. I could be wrong. Kind of like a bonnet, a sweater, pants, a vest. Really, really cool. This thing is really huge.
Yeah.
Like, got a straw. I don't know how many ounces. Do not microwave. I would hope not because it's metal. But yeah, and it has, it says knit swag on it. Love this. And then she also sent along some of her graph paper. The Knitter's graph paper.
Yeah.
So we got some of that, which has some stickers in here.
Also so what's really cool with this...
Oh, we should each put one of these on our notebooks. Here's a knit swag one.
Oh, thanks.
Here's a knit swag for me.
Perfect. Look, I have a spot right here.
Yeah. So these... Pull one out. Sorry for the crinks. Right, so...
So it's not just dotted graph paper?
No, it's stockinette stitch.
Yeah.
So you can kind of like design a color work if you wanted. And see, and what's really fun, and I just noticed, is that so some of the pages go this way, and then you get another page where your stockinette stitch goes that way.
You saw the wheel here. Look, it's a wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool.
So, Knit Swag has always been very, very generous. Yeah. We have a coupon code for Knit Swag in the description in that Google Doc.
Yes.
So definitely go check out Kelly's shop. Kelly also has a podcast, so check out her podcast on the YouTubery. And then you're next. I'm gonna put this.
So while we were at Knit Night, this past week, we had one of the wonderful people that
really
knit with us.
By that. So I was like, Knit Night. I'm thinking Thursday.
Oh no, our in-person one. Does a lot of like estate sales, visits estate sales, and sees what kind of fun things she can find. And she found these old adjustable sock blockers, sock dryers. These are from like the 1940s through the 1960s. It's by Lee Rowan. She gave us a pair, and then another person who also knits a lot of socks a pair. They're so cool. We're probably going to hang this up on the wall or whatever. So that Lee Rowan, that's the tag. Only one of them had the tag on them. So they are adjustable. This they have on the inside, you can see they have some, if you can, they have measurements here. So it looks like they go up to a size 10.5. And so you adjust them by like moving this thing a little bit. Sorry. And you can make them longer.
That is crazy.
Right? From back in the
Oh,
day.
here, let me...
They're a little, so I find them a little bit narrow, obviously here, but they're probably meant for more of like elastic type of socks, but yeah. So I thought that was really fun. What a cool find, right? So like to hang this up in like your knitting room or use them, like they're in great condition. It's all stainless steel. You can see it's the Lee Rowan company. It's got a patent on it and everything. But I thought that was really fun. So thank you very much. That was really awesome.
Yeah, it was super.
Yeah. And then also, while we were at Woolen Folk, we visited Woolens and Nosh. We showed some of the really great finds that we have. One of those was this year's collaboration between Michelle and Denise over at Earth Tones Girl, and got a skein of her yarn, but it didn't come with a mini. But because Denise has the biggest heart in the world, and she's the sweetest person ever, she sent us the minis to go along with it, with little stitch marker, Progress Keeper. And the Progress Keeper is super cute, and it says, "So this is love," which is the name of the colorway. So I don't
know where it is.
You know what? It's in that bag.
Okay.
That's okay though. So yeah, look, that's the idea.
You know what's interesting though? This goes where the conversation I had about my sock. I wear somewhere between an 8.5 and a 9. This is set to 9.5, so I'm making my socks too big.
Oh, because it looks like it fits that blocker perfectly.
Right.
Yeah. But like, I mean, super cool that they have the sizes on them too.
Yeah,
and, like, you
seriously.
can like adjust them, you know. So that's that. So Denise, thank you if you're watching. But these are super cute. I'm going to be, we'll be using them to go along with that. That yarn.
And that's all for Owl Post, right?
I think so.
Okay, so now let's just talk about what we purchased at...
So we have also, this was, we forgot to show this. We keep a bin at the front door
because we buy so much stuff.
Yeah. To kind of help us remember what to talk about, what to show, like that is new since last time we spoke, because our brains. And I think we both assumed that this was a project that was in process, and it wasn't.
No.
When we went to Knit New Haven,
we actually didn't speak of this. We went to Knit New Haven right before Rhinebeck, the weekend before Rhinebeck. They were having a trunk show for Katie Did Bags. And we've met her several times. We've gone to trunk shows of hers at U&U at Westport Yarns and at Now Knit New Haven. And so we saw that she was going to be there. We decided, okay, let's head there. And just with the intention of buying a prize for y'all. We wanted to make sure that we had a prize for our 100th episode.
Yes.
So it's going to be something that we're giving away for that. We also have a coupon code for Katie Did Bags down below. This is... Her name is Carmen, but she's known as Katie. And so we walked in and saw her. But what was really cool, and we've thought that this was going to happen several times in the past, like our trips to pick up every stitch, is we also ran into Kristen Lear from Woolen Vine, which we had not met before. So that was really great meeting her.
Yeah, they were sitting at the table knitting. We sat down, just like chatted.
I know. I was so surprised to see her.
Super fun.
But yes, we got this, and this will be a giveaway for the next episode.
So this is, I don't know the name of the bag, unfortunately. So this is...
The style, you mean?
Yeah, the style. Yeah. So it's magnetic, right? Look how cute.
She picks really great fabrics.
Really great. Look how long this is. It's got a zipper on the top. And the bag is so deep, it's like a Mary Poppins. Look at this. I also purchased something while I was there at Knit New Haven. So this is not for you guys. This is for me.
Oh, I forgot
all about this.
Uh-huh.
So... Wow. This is the watercolor sock, which is super cool. It's like self-patterning right there. It's already on the cone. I thought this would be really fun just to crank a tube or a couple of tubes. 100 grams. It's 75% Lana muslin free. Not sure what Lana means. Wool. Oh, wool. With color-free treatment and 25% nylon. So I figured I'd give it a try. This is by Lane's du Nord. I don't know. Made in Italia. So that's not yours. It's mine. But here's the bag. So this can be yours. So there's so much room in here. Super cool. And like I said, it's got the little magnetic closure, so you can keep it closed. And her bags she always picks the best fabric.
I know.
And they are so well made.
I went and when I was cleaning up my whips.
Yeah.
And putting stuff that I'm not working on right away into the bin. One of my favorite totes is the tote that I got of hers from You with all the people on it, all the different body shapes with the butterfly wings.
Yes.
So once I get some sweaters on, I'll pull that one back out to work on.
So this is going to be a prize for our 100th episode. We have a couple of prizes.
Just 2. 3. Right? We have more than that?
We might. Who knows? We have a little bag with some things that all of you generous people have donated to us to give away for our 100th episode, because it is a huge milestone. But this was one that we purchased specifically for that.
Yeah.
So we'll talk more about that on the next episode. We may or may not. I haven't talked to you about this, but I was thinking maybe we do a giveaway during the Zoom too.
Oh, maybe we'll see.
We could always do that.
We could have a conversation about that.
Yeah, let's have a conversation.
Keep going.
Okay, that's it. Katie Did Bags. Thank you so much.
And that's
okay. Right. Some more breaking the bank that is not related to
New England.
And that is just these that came. You may have
our Woolens and
Nosh Advents. Woohoo! So it came with a little soap. I don't want to open the package yet because I don't want to be spoiled.
I opened it.
Okay.
So it came with... I'm not going to show that, but here's the bag.
So
What's really fun about this bag, right? And this is based on our knowledge from last year.
Which looks like it's going to be the same.
There's a button here. If you can see a button. The sock yarn is split up into 250 grams, one on each side of that button. You pull from both sides to do your socks. And then on December 1st, you would knit, and then it gets to like a break in the color. So let's say the first color is red.
It matched the mini last year. So if we're going again, it might match. Yeah.
So the mini is probably this color, for example. I actually just wore those socks yesterday, or 2 days ago. So what happened is, let's say the first color's red. Once you were done with the red, the color of the mini is the next one, and then you know that you would stop there and then pick it up on day 2, and so on and so forth. So there's a break in each of the stripes that matches the mini, so that you are surprised the following day.
I wore them too.
So I'm excited for that.
Me
it's
too.
A really good way to... Did we do them in tandem last year?
I did them in tandem.
I think I did too.
I think you did too. So yeah, it was, it's super fun, and like you just could do a stripe a day instead of like opening minis is fun, but like finding that next color is so much fun, and you're going as like you're moving forward as it goes through.
And the stripe a day actually makes it go by pretty quickly. Like you could do a stripe in
totally
not that much time, and then it also
I smell it from here.
Came with some tuft woolen, which I'll just actually put up there. So that was one thing. So it says each of the 24 colors are separated by a one round stripe the same color as your mini skein. So if you'd like to stay surprised, you just end at that color.
Yeah. I cannot wait for this. And I forgot what the actual name of it is.
Wasn't it something like... Oh, crap. I don't remember.
Oh, there's a sock pattern.
Oh, yeah. There's a code for sock pattern.
Oops, I think I showed it by accident.
All right, that's cool.
That's fun. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that.
That's what I'm going to do. I plan on doing the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know that.
But last year with mine, if I remember correctly, didn't I do a bullseye heel?
You did.
Right? Which
was cool. And mine I just did with the... Because you also did...
A longer cuff?
I can't remember. Yeah, I think you might have done a longer cuff, 1x1 twisted rib.
Or I get concerned, but now I know. And I also, obviously, will be making my foot a little bit shorter this year. All right, so next up is New England.
New England.
Fiber Festival of New England.
Okay, friends.
And that, again, is at the Eastern States Exposition in West Springfield, Mass.
Yes. So, I mean, I guess I can just start pulling things out, right?
Yeah, you could I'll
hand you this.
All right, so first up, this is in no particular order. I am a sucker, and if you've been here for a while, you've known I've shown some of this in the past. I'm a sucker for hand-made soaps. I love them. I love a goat milk soap. So this was a new to me vendor. It is Cat's View Farm.
It smells incredible.
They are out of Germantown, New York. And...
Our show notes are going to be out of control this time.
Already using one, and I love it. So they were like 4 for $20, if I'm not mistaken, or
Maybe.
6.
I think 4.
4. So this is called Holiday Sparkle. Oh,
I know.
So good. Then we also got French vanilla with oatmeal.
Like, you want to eat them? They smell so good.
And this is really fun because the oatmeal is actually on top.
Yeah.
So I love the
So you can use
texture.
that as a... What you called it?
And these are 4.5 ounces, so I think that they're quite a good size.
What's the word I'm looking for? Exfoliated?
Yeah, and then this is called Mountain Pine.
That one was my choice.
Yeah. So this is actually really, really nice. One of my other favorites is a local one to us called Tree Fort Naturals. They have very fantastic scents.
I can't...
But I do. It's definitely a luxury purchase, but there's just something about it.
It's so good for your skin, too.
And then next up was...
All right, next we could talk about this again. Yeah, because that was next in the bag. We just talked about them. Please use that coupon code NATR10. We hopefully need to make plans to go down there.
We do. Because they're very close to us. So this, again, is Long Island. This one says Livestock Company here. But Long Island Farm. This is their Shepherd's Body Butter. It's just over 6 ounces. We both prefer the honey almond.
Yeah, it's our favorite.
It is fantastic.
Yeah. There's a coconut flavor as well.
Which we have. And it's not that... Oh, it's gone?
I think it's gone.
It's not that I don't like it. I just love the scent of
Me
this.
too. I bought one of these for work, so now I have that at work as well. It's a nice, mild, clean, like honey almond. Like it smells just like honey almonds.
And then I also got their shower. This is like a shower set, a steamer. So it comes with this wood tray that you leave in the shower, and this eucalyptus thing sits on there, and then it releases the essence while you're in the shower.
Yeah, as it steams up. Like you don't do anything with it; you just leave it there and let it do its thing. And then they also have yarn because they are a farm. They have llamas. And this was mine.
This one's mine.
And so we wanted to give their yarn a try. It was, definitely a splurge for us. But this is 50% alpaca, 30% merino, and 20% silk. And it is sport weight, 200 yards for about 100 grams. And this is sage denim. It's so soft.
What's mine called? Oh, I got it. Okay, so mine is a 2-ply. Yours is 2-ply as well, it looks like.
Uh-huh.
Right? Or 3?
I mean, it would be the same.
No, I'm just asking. I think it's a 2-ply. It looks 2-ply. So mine is a sport weight yarn. It is 75% US alpaca, 20% merino, and 5% Isical.
Oh, mine's different.
So this color is A&T Beach Rocks Baby. And there was a fantastic story about this that I will not share.
No.
But it's it's just a beautiful gray.
Totally.
And we've never worked with any of their yarn. We've always bought, whenever we've seen them in person, we have purchased these skincare products, even their hand salve, which we did not buy this time because we bought it last time we saw them. But yeah, it's a beautiful, and there's some nice little bits of color in there. So yeah, it's a really soft, beautiful yarn.
Contact.
This contact has been awful for me
dry
the past couple of days.
Yeah.
I don't know where my drops are.
This is all of our yarns are naturally colored and uniquely designed. Therefore, we recommend buying enough yardage at one time for your project. So I love that they're naturally colored. And on the inside, this is their American Life Long Island Yarn Farm. They locally resource the natural fibers that are an everyday part of their lives in the creation of these yarns, and it's their hope that we'll see their love and passion for working with these fibered animals in every stitch that we knit. And honestly, it feels incredible, right?
Is there sparkle in this? Maybe that. I don't know. Maybe that's
a little shimmery.
Yeah, this is a little shimmery, but I think this is beautiful. It's super soft.
It's very, very soft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it smells so good.
I know.
All
right.
Okay, so that's that. Next, I did have to take a trip and see our friends again over at Going Gnome.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thunk? So, of course, I also needed to rectify my mistake.
Is that all you got?
Yes. How impressed are you?
I'm actually quite impressed.
Actually, that's not all I got. You got a little gift from there, too. So, I needed to rectify my mistake.
Oh, those are cute.
Aren't they? And I got the Dragon Tamer. I got a purple Dragon Tamer, and I wanted it to match my dragon, which is blue and not purple. And because of my vision challenges, I got the wrong one. So I got the blue one, and I got a lady gnome. Isn't she cute? Mm-hmm. So she will be my Dragon Tamer. So I just got that. We said hello.
What was David's wife's name?
David the Gnome?
Yeah. If you know, drop it in the comments.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. I feel like it begins with a B.
Beatrice. No.
Belinda?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, pop it in the comments. Pop it like it's hot. So again, this is Going Gnome. They are super, super sweet. And they had some stickers, and they let us have a few stickers. So I got a little mushroom. They have felted mushrooms that you can do. Got the Pride Gnome. which you can see him right there. Boop. So I got the Pride Gnome. And then this is one of the
He's a forger.
Gnomes of the year or something like that, or maybe a forger. I don't have.
I don't know, but he's forging because he has mushrooms.
He does. He's got the little mushrooms.
Yeah, he went forging.
So we got a couple of stickers. I'll be putting those on my. No, I'm just kidding. You can have them.
No, you can have them.
No, I got 3. I got 1 of each, so we'll split them up.
Okay.
So that was our Going Gnome. I love supporting them. They're just so lovely, and every year they work on a gigantic project that they then like sell. And the one that they currently have is like this really cute baby dragon, although it's pretty humongous. And they said that it was over 12 pounds of wool.
That's ridiculous.
Belted in there. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
All right.
Next
so that's
up.
that. Next up, I believe that's where... Is that where this is from?
Foster?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Like we said, there were some really cool like farms and farmy yarns and things like that there.
Which one was yours?
I believe this one. Yeah, I believe that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we also stopped at a booth. I went back. So what was really great about this event, and I like to do this at really any, unless I have a project in mind and I see something, I'm like, that's it.
Right.
So we did our round, and then we kept tabs on the booths that we wanted to go back to. What we did not do, and somebody recommended, which is super smart, is that's why you get the program, right?
Which we got the program.
We did, but we didn't mark off where we wanted to go back to.
Yeah.
But so we walked around just looking, and I saw the display again.
You get, how the programs work. You get a little map and stuff.
So this is Foster Sheep Farm.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of different blends of wools and yarns. So we both actually purchased this particular blend. This is 72% Corriedale and 28% Wensleydale. So I wanted to, even though it's mainly Corriedale, I wanted to try it out because there is a base that I'm thinking about getting as a non-superwash.
For you to dye.
For me to dye, that's 100% Wensleydale.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to buy some yarn with it in there. And I saw this. I was like, okay, well, let's purchase this.
Yeah.
So mine's a nice, like, beigey taupe color. Really, really pretty. It's super soft. So it is DK, 250 yards for 100 grams. And I don't think that there's colorways on these. No. And this is Claire's Corey 2023.
Yep.
Did
you show your other one?
No, and then the next one I got is a sport weight yarn. This is 50/50 Foster Farm Romney and wool from Falkland sheep. So it's sport weight, 263 yards for 100 grams.
It's really nice.
Yeah, and this is a dark, I would say this is a gray. It's taupe, but it leans like a dark gray.
This is plant dyed, which is really cool, and it's the DK base, 72% Corriedale and 28% Wensleydale on their Claire's Corey. It says Indigo LG, so I wonder if they use
indigo with it to dye
with the plant dye.
Yeah, that's how they dyed it. Is with indigo.
So really cool. It's got some tonality to it. There's some spots here that are a little bit lighter, so I'm very curious to see how this is going to knit up. I think it'll make a really, really nice hat. Okay.
Yeah, so they have Romney, Corriedale, Wensleydale, and Teeswater crosses, and that's where they all
never heard
how
of
they
Teeswater.
make their yarns. It was a really beautiful booth. They had a lot of different things in there, but those are what really spoke to us, and I'm happy with those purchases.
Oh, they were at New York Sheep and Wool.
I did not see them.
Neither did I. They were at Maryland, New Hampshire Sheep and Wool, Adirondack Woolen Arts Festival, New York Sheep and Wool Festival, and Fiber Festival of New England this year.
Very cool.
Super cool.
All right, what else?
Okay, next are these. These are projects.
Oh, these are getting actually cast on today.
Yeah. We stopped at Into the World, which we we love. They have amazing colors, and their bases.
I love their DK base.
Yeah, it's so squishy and soft, and it's just a 4-ply superwash merino, but there's something really nice in there. Right?
Yeah, I guess
know.
mine's
maybe it's because it's a 4-ply.
Same, mine's a 4-ply too. It's probably the same freaking.
Does yours
base.
feel the same?
Mine's wound is
tighter.
Actually wound tighter. So,
but do you think that the wind
probably,
on the
the
skein winder?
Yeah, it changes the way that it feels because you're winding it tighter.
Yeah. So the DK base is called Dresden DK. It's 100 grams for 230 yards. It's a 4-ply, like I said. So these are the colors that we got.
So we're each going to make a cowl for our nieces, the older nieces. So this one going to be Reese or is that one Reese?
This one's probably Reese.
That's Reese,
right? Because it does have a little bit of chartreusey.
Yeah, and it has
like greens
Reese
and
also
golds
likes
and
gold
stuff.
a little bit.
So this will be.
So that's going to be Reese. This is going to be for Emma. We're both going to pick out a cowl pattern.
I thought we were going to use the. I thought we were going to use the one that I found. That garter stitch one.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. All right, great.
So those will get cast on today.
Great. I don't think I have.
I think we finally actually settled on all of the knitting projects for the kids.
In my queue. Yes. So that's Into the World. We'll move a little bit faster through some of these. Kevin bought me a pin. I don't know where his is.
Oh, my pin's in my bag, actually.
But Kevin stopped at 100 Ravens while I'm not quite sure what I was doing.
You were at Going Gnome chatting, and I turned around and I saw this wall of enamel pins at 100 Ravens, and I'm pretty confident we bought yarn from them previously at possibly Vogue Knitting Live last year.
Yeah.
It feels right. It feels similar. Or New England Fiber Festival last year.
So I love this pin so much. What I've been doing is putting all of our pins on our little pin board that we have. And I like this one so much that I'm actually going to put it on my bag, my work bag that I bring with me. It's Star Trek insignia, but rainbow.
And I got a fox, and
I think this one's the Enterprise, to be honest.
And the fox's tail is rainbow. It's really, really cute.
So cute. So this is 100 Ravens. We'll have them linked down below.
They're actually mainly a yarn dyer.
Yeah.
But I saw the wall of enamel pins, and I was like, I need to get those.
Yeah, so super fun. So thank you. And then, let's see. Let's wait for us to... I think...
This we won't show today.
Okay.
Because I got to send.
I know. This is also part of our... Okay, so everything else... Oh, no. Okay. We did get a few more things, but we bought items for ourselves, and we also bought items for you guys as part of that prize. We'll save that for a second. But next up are the kits that we bought while we were there, besides the gnome kit.
Oh, okay.
So we visited Felted Sky while we were at Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
And we really loved what they had. And we were talking about a regret a little bit of not buying. They had these Christmas ornament kits. A regret of not buying them. And so that was one of our planned purchases, is that we wanted to get... I know, I keep smelling these soaps. Are so good. So we got these felted... ornaments, and basically what you're doing is you're not doing these from scratch. You're decorating the already felted balls that are in here. So there's a kit there are 10 of them. They sold them in kits of 2, 4, or these larger kits of 10. We thought, since we usually do, we don't do gift exchanges, like big gift exchanges with the rest of our family, only the kids. But we do try to get a little ornament every year. Looks like you're hiding. And so we thought this would be a really cool to do. So the balls are already created, and you get everything that you need in there.
And you get all your little bits of wool.
All your little bits of wool.
And
there's instructions in here as well. You get your needles.
You get actually quite a bit.
Well, you should, because sometimes you can break your needles, which, knock on wood, I never have. But that's just a typical felting needle.
Yep.
I have a couple of big ones that I got with multiple needles.
Some floss to create the ties for it. And then here is the
instructions.
Yeah, I mean, they also had, like...
They've got pictures and all that
stuff. Yeah, so really nice. They also had, like, pumpkins. There was a pumpkin kit.
They have a lot of really fun things.
So it's fun, right?
Totally.
And you get different things from... You have Going Gnome, which are gnomes and creatures, and then they have, like, the ornaments and the scenes. So it's really cool to have 2 different needle felting booths at these events that
there
offer
are more,
different...
but like these 2 are the ones that really stood out to us.
Right. But they have different types of felting projects.
Agreed. And then I saw this and I wanted this at Rhinebeck, but I got it here. It's just a felting pad. This is actually made all out of wool. So I have the not styrofoam, the kind of styrofoam-ish material, which works very, very well. But I really wanted to have a felted pad. It's softer and it'll help.
It's probably easier to clean off too, because the wool sticks to the styrofoam a little bit.
Yeah.
So it may be a
but
little.
But it
bit
also might pick up some of the fun wool colors. Little
Oh,
strands
true,
in there.
true.
So over time, it might get this cool marbled look.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking in my head. Okay, and then the last couple of things that we got, with the exception of some of these prizes, was from this company called Meadow Farms.
I
got from this company at Berry Meadow Farms. I had never heard of them before. I was drawn to them from Olivia and Robin.
Hello, ladies. We got to spend time with them and
we had
eat
lunch with them. It was
and their
so
friend,
much fun.
and I don't recall her name.
Nor do I.
Crap. So hi,
Sue?
friends.
No.
I feel like Sue's.
I feel like it was Sue as well.
It's something like that, but
I'm not sure.
I know. So apologies.
Gratitude.
So
anyway, they had these kits for, I forgot the name of the shawl.
No, it was a crocheted cowl.
Yeah, cowl. And I was like, oh my god, I love kits. So where did you get that from? They told us
right over.
So we almost left. We were ready to pack up, and we were like, okay, I think we saw everything that we needed, and we were gonna be.
We went back to the farm,
and then I said, you know what? Before we go, can we just stop at where they got those kits, because I want to take a look at them, and that's where the damage happened. It's a husband and wife duo. I'm not, and I apologize, I don't remember their names, but the lady is the designer of all of the patterns. They're all her designs. And then her husband is in charge of the packaging, which that's what completely sold me.
And where does the wool come from? Do you know?
No. I don't know anything. Let me just show you what I got. It might tell me. Why don't you look up Berry Meadow Farm? Berry Meadow. Okay, so these are, look how cute. They come in this little canister.
So every one of their kits come in some sort of container that the husband creates.
And each container is unique to like that type of project. So they're all different. It's not like they're just different size canisters. They're all very unique, and you'll see. This one are called hand toasties. This is crocheted. I had never done crochet fingerless mitts before, and I tried them on. It's a perfect fit. So it's the color pewter is what I tried. So inside you get your yarn, which I did not even realize it's already in a cake. Oh my gosh, I can start right away.
No, you won't.
I can. So this is 100% alpaca yarn. And it's so soft.
It is. The sample was really, really pretty. It's crocheted.
You got the pattern in here as well.
In the round.
Yep.
They were very nice mitts. And the alpaca will be quite warm.
Oh, so. Carol. Her name is Carol Schumann. This is not showing the pattern or the anything. Carol Schumann. So I got that, which I thought was great, especially for our crochet along, since I seem to be the only one on the NATR campus that is participating. And then I saw this.
You know,
she was wearing. I am a sucker. Yes,
he's a sucker for a kit, and when a kit is in his site. All other information regarding said kit goes like there's no attention.
Because I sometimes don't care.
No,
what the yarn is. I don't care
what the price is.
No, and yes, that could be a problem, right? That could be problematic. However,
could be. Sometimes it is problematic.
Yeah, sometimes it works out, and I think in this case it's going to work out. I was very excited.
I can't wait for you to work on this after you finish the other one.
How about I just cast it on today? Yeah, I'm going to cast it on today. So, she was wearing this beautiful shawl, and poncho. I have a picture. Poncho. Is it a poncho? It's a poncho. Yes, thank you. It is a poncho. I'm going to pull up the picture of all of the things that they had there. So Meadow Farm, this is from their so here's the poncho that I saw. It's right there. It's probably gonna be very difficult to show. She had this one with the gray you can see on the shoulders in the back there. I was so sold on this. I can't find it on her website, otherwise I would pull it up.
I was gonna say, why don't you, if you open up the kit, maybe I'm
gonna open the kit right now.
I can search Rabbit
in front
and
of
see
everybody.
if it's there.
So look at this kit. So happened to come in this really awesome bucket bag. What? It's got little pockets. It has their logo on the side.
It's the Fasten
and it
Shoulder
is the Fasten Shoulder Cozy knitting kit in the colorway coffee.
Is it
FAYSTON? So
it's not on Ravelry either.
Yeah, I don't know where else you can get the pattern from right now.
Oh, interesting.
But this is what it is. It's designed again by Carol. Its experience level is easy. One size fits most. And I've been, I'm super excited for a poncho. And this one, I don't know. There was something about it. It was stunning to me to see her. So she has, you can see the gray on the back. I got brown to do on the back instead. And again, it's 100% alpaca yarn. Oh, this game came apart, but that's okay. So, Meadow Farm.
So it's their
they're in Vermont.
It's their alpaca.
Yeah, it's their
alpaca. Or their wool, rather.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, look at it. Is that where it came from? Oh, you're so cute.
I know, we should buy a couple alpacas.
Maybe I'll get another kit.
No.
So it's worsted weight. You get everything that you need in the kit. All the colors. I'm going to skein these mofos up today.
No, you are not.
Why wouldn't I?
Because we're skeining these up today for some cows for our nieces for the holidays.
Maybe we should just teach them how to knit so they can do it themselves.
That's actually a great idea.
It is, right? Yeah. I actually have visions of us teaching. So this is really cool because this is also insulated. So you can use this as a bucket bag to knit out of, or you can use it as a cooler.
On those really rough days when you need a drink when you're away from home.
Totes, bagoats.
Or if you're hungry like we are all the time, you can keep
I'm so excited that you said that we have sauce in the freezer.
I forgot about that, actually.
I am really psyched. Okay, so the rest are...
With this is the exception, right?
Well, it was all still from the same...
Correct. Okay, so the rest is going to be from the vendors who were vending at Woolen Folk.
Why don't you do that, because I'm going to just...
So...
Why don't you start? You're right behind me.
Oh, thank you. So we made some purchases for you all. And I think maybe a few for us. But actually first, which was really sweet, a viewer reached out to us and said that they purchased some gifts for us and that the vendor was going to be at New England Fiber Festival and that we would be able to just go and pick it up. So we... Oh my gosh, I know... Is there no tag on here? I'm going to have to look. I know the name. Oh, here we are. Stitched by Jessalou, which we've seen Stitched by Jessalou, I feel like, at other events. But look at these freaking adorable bags. Right? I'm going to have to figure out which one, because they are just slightly different. Oh, that one's cute. Look at the swirl, guys. But yeah, so really cute. Good for socks or a hat. Open up, and the interior fabric is a bunch of leaves.
Oh my god, this
so very autumnal. Love these. So thank you very much.
Yeah, they're so
for
cute.
These. It was actually really weird. I walked up. I was like, so this is gonna be odd. Somebody had purchased a gift for us and just said that we should come to you and pick it up. But yes, very sweet. So thank you very, very much. All right. So first up, one of the vendors, and I actually did not see this vendor at Woolen Folk.
Surprise.
But I bought yarn from her last year at the same event. This is Seven Sisters Arts. So
their dyeing is gorgeous.
She has beautiful colors. This is called Slate. It is 463 yards, 100 grams. It's a 4-ply fingering. This is a beautiful gray, some teal in there.
Is Karen?
I believe so. Some blues. So this is going to one of y'all once this is done at the end of December.
Yep.
But I also picked up this color. It reminds me of the Freya Fibers Cloud, and I eyed Cloud for quite a long time. I've just never bought it. But this I saw. This is Seven Sisters as well for myself. This is their Meridian color wheel and fingering. It's 75%, right?
Similar.
Same feel.
Yeah.
75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And this is color wheel T Gray 3. So I will probably...
That'll be a cast on in February. You don't have time right now.
No, I know. I was just trying to think of, like socks, but it would
I
have been...
think maybe like a single skein shawl.
Yeah.
Like to fade in together would be really cool. I don't know. Did you mention that this is the color slate?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. Super cool. So
next vendor...
I'm just trying to keep this separate so that we can put them back.
That was their... What the heck's this? Who's that from?
So this is from 7
All right, so next vendor that we saw was Cottontail Farms, right? Yes.
Their bags are incredible.
So this is a nice little holiday themed bag that we purchased. So this is, again, for the giveaway. So you got a little reindeer, polar bear, fox, all in their holiday getup with a nice little handle here.
We had a really hard time deciding.
Yeah.
She had really fun, like really great prints.
Also, if you do like Harrisville tweed bags, she also has Harrisville tweed bags. We just thought this was a pretty like universal size. You could do socks, a hat, even a 1 or 2 skein shawl will probably fit.
Absolutely.
In this. So I thought this was cute.
Here, I'll take those because I'll keep them together.
Thank you. Did I put and then? No. Okay.
Here.
So next up is 7th Floor Yarn, knit with their yarn before.
I just love this pack up.
So this is a fingering skein. You get a mini, and then there's a cute little bag in the back.
Yeah.
And then
you're not giving a lot of detail. This is a one of a kind. On their dreamy fingering weight, 65% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 15% yak. It's really, really soft. And the bag has like a lot of books, and it looks like a little library. There's some bookworms and stuff in there.
And then another one that we went to was... Just want to make sure. Okay, I think I'm good. All right. Is Tina's Toasty Toes. Well, we could show it at the same time. So Tina's Toasty Toes was very generous, and she actually donated the prize. So, for y'all, this is her marled yarn.
It's so
This
good.
is Zebra, the Toasty Zebra fingering. It's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon in the colorway Lichen. And she also gave a tote with their logo on it for you guys.
Yeah, so that was a donation from them.
From Tina's.
Yeah, which is really sweet.
We were there, and she overheard us say, like, okay,
What do you want to do for a giveaway?
For a giveaway. And she came over. She's like, oh, I heard the giveaway. We're like, yeah, and we explained kind of what we were doing. And she was just super generous.
Super generous.
Donated this.
So I had to buy something, of course, because I loved this. And it's funny. I was actually looking at, browsing her shop, and I had this in my hand, and then I put it back. Kevin was talking to somebody, I think, and then called me over. And the two of us were like chatting and taking pictures and stuff. And then we went back, and I immediately had to grab this again.
No, you know who it was. So, funny thing is, Tina's Toasty Toes. Michael brought a skein of her yarn to Rhinebeck and cranked a tube.
Yes.
So, it's the first time I remember hearing the name.
Me too.
I wasn't aware before. And then, I believe Olivia bought something from there. And then I was like, oh, we
want to go there.
Go back because we didn't know that they were vending.
Right.
At the time. So then we went back. We went to Tina's spot. So beautiful booth,
cool.
Beautiful colors. Michael's socks that he bought and that cranked, they were gorgeous.
Okay, so that's that. And then I believe...
And then last was this. But this, I put the prize back in there.
Oh.
So we also have talked about this yarn dyer before. They reached out to us prior to us attending, said that they wanted to donate something for a giveaway. So we are going to use this for our 100th episode.
Yeah, we've got a few things to give away.
So this is Silver Key Stitches. Our first time meeting her was at U&U.
Stickers too?
No, it's in the bag.
Oh, I thought you pulled everything out of the bag. You are half-assing everything all the time.
So it's one of my favorite stories meeting them. So
yeah, I love it. They're so nice.
I know. So, what's her name? I know. I'm going to look it up. I forgot. So, crap. The first time we saw
was at Connecticut Sheep and Wool 2 years ago. Not last year, the year before.
No, it was at U&U. The trunk show the same day that Katie did bags was there.
No.
Because you got the kit.
I did, yes. That was the second time I think that we saw them because the first time was when she noticed your pocket.
Was that?
That was at Connecticut.
Oh, okay. All right. Makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh crap. How do I not know her name?
I do. If I heard it.
I feel like it's Lisa.
Okay. Well.
What? Sorry.
Anyway.
Apologies. But
gratitude.
I can't stand you. Can't stand. So yes. So the first time we saw her was at Connecticut Sheep and Wool, and my flashlight was on in my pocket, and her friend was like, you have something like down there, and it was hysterical. One of my favorite stories ever. But then we saw her again at U&U.
Is that a flashlight in your pocket?
So this is on her Posh DK. It's 245 yards, 100 grams. It's 100% superwash, blue-faced Leicester. It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Red. This is a new colorway called Hollyberry.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. Hollyberry. So this will be for our 100th episode.
And they had really fun stickers that we each got one. Did you put one on your thing yet?
No.
Oh.
Yarn
party. Which I thought was super fun.
And
I'll put that on my thing now.
Agreed. Is that everything? That is.
Kevin, I think
we're done. 2 hours and 12 minutes in.
Well, we're done with the knitting content.
Yeah, I mean, all that's left really is what we've been reading and watching. So I'm just I'll go through that pretty quickly.
I'm going to have to put this on my water bottle.
For reading, I finished 3 books.
God, this room. We just cleaned this room.
I know. So the 3 books that I read are all male romance novels. Mm-hmm. I read...
AKA smut? No, I'm just kidding.
His Coffee Shop Crush by L. Waters. It takes place in Connecticut, so that's kind of why I read it. I gave it a 3 out of 5 on Kindle. The 2 characters, one of them's an author who has a deadline for a book, so comes to a fake town in Connecticut to meet his deadline, and in the meantime kind of falls for the barista at the coffee shop, and then their story kind of unfolds and their connections because you find out that the barista also used to live in Manhattan, and there's some ties there. It was
Okay.
It was okay. And then back in Montreal, Tanya had informed me that probably the first book that I read in that genre, or that I remember reading, was a book called Him. And that there's actually a series, and all of them, interestingly enough, are not male-male romance. Some of them do take some other characters in there. So it's by Sabrina Bowen and L. Kennedy. And I reread Him, and then I followed it up with the second book in the series called Us. So it follows... It's actually really hard because they don't use their real names all the time. Jamie and Ryan, but Ryan typically goes by the name Wes. They are hockey players. That's right. Had been friends since the age of 13 going to a hockey camp. They meet up again later in life when they're both in college. And it's about their romance. And now I am currently reading Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. It is the second book in the Imperium series. The first book was Fourth Wing. I started this the night it came out. I'm reading it, not listening to it. It is a long book. From what I remember, it's somewhere between 800 and 900 pages. And it was like a 22-hour read. I'm about 12% in, though, and it's quite good. I'm enjoying it so far.
I can't wait to start it. Since last we spoke, I finished 3 books as well. They've all been part of the Murderbot Diaries series. They are short books, shorter than I usually read. They're about 200 pages or so, somewhere around there.
It's a good read, man, though. When you can get through it in a couple nights good. Or something.
And you know, the pace is really good for me. I like the characters. It is very humorous to me. I love it's sci-fi. I would say, because it does take place in the far future. You travel through different planets, and you follow our Murderbot, which he calls himself Murderbot. He's a security unit, and they're like human. Robot, kind of like not like an android, kind of like a cyborg type of situation, but it's mostly robotic with some cloned human parts to make them seem more human and like add to some things. Anyway, he kind of gains independence and away from his like controlling programming, and has quite the adventures. So I finished All Systems Red, which is the Murderbot Diaries #1. I finished Artificial Condition, Murderbot Diaries #2. And I finished Rogue Protocol, the Murderbot Diaries #3. I'm currently reading the 4th one called Exit Strategy. And again, I cannot say enough about this. I think I gave 5 stars to the last 2 books that I read. Probably because now I'm totally invested in the characters, and I really love where it's going. It's so good. It's so good. So instead of starting the Iron Flame, I did start the 4th book, but I think I'm going to start Iron Flame after the 4th book, because there's 7, I think, total. So I think that'll give me a nice break. I'll read this, and then I can get back to like 3 additional books. I'm still listening to
Morningstar. 3rd book.
3rd book.
Yeah.
And I have to say that I'm not...
Rising.
Yeah, I'm not as into this one as I was the other 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This one...
No, it's... I'm struggling... I only listen to it in my car. There's just so much dialogue that happens that I find that it's not keeping my interest. Not that I should be, while I'm driving, but it's just a lot of dialogue. I'm getting a little bit bored.
That's why I like reading.
Yeah.
Instead of listening.
I like listening, but it's just this book is just so long, and there's
it is.
Again, it's just that I don't think the driving to my drive to work is like between 8 to 12 minutes,
right,
depending on traffic. So it's not like I can get super into it. And the mornings where I used to listen to books, there's just a lot now with the bird and getting him like food and water every day and spending time with him, and then trying to get a workout in, and then getting to work, I just don't have as much time.
Okay. And then lastly, watching. It is my favorite time of year. College basketball season has started, and Hallmark Christmas movies are out. So, I've mainly been watching college basketball when I can. It only started on like Monday, so it's not even been a full week. And then we watched... I feel like we watched 2 movies. We did. We watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It is the animated one with Miles Morales, and it was really good. I'm very upset that it left a cliffhanger, though.
Me too. I'm very upset.
That was not...
So be warned, if you watch it, there's a huge cliffhanger.
Yeah, it does
You're not going to feel satisfied at the end of the movie.
No, that storyline does not end.
No.
So, that was...
But it was very good.
Whatever. And what was the other thing?
Oh, maybe we didn't watch anything else. Was it Picard that we watched?
We watched a couple episodes of Picard, but there was another movie... Oh my! It was Amazon, The Door.
No, we talked about that last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it.
Yeah, I think that might have
All right. Well, I believe that is everything. So we are going to wrap this up and start some Christmas innings. So we hope that y'all have a good 2 weeks. We will see you for episode 100 in a fortnight.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram if you don't already. That's probably where it's easiest for us to post things. So we'll post information about the Zoom that day. So expect the Zoom to be that Saturday 2 weeks from now.
It's going to be in the evening. Yeah. It's probably going to be somewhere around like 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah. So we'll make an announcement there, and I've been trying to, when we post like big announcements or something like that on Instagram, especially for like lives and things. I also post on YouTube. So like we have the community tab, but if you subscribe to us and you have that bell clicked on, you'll get an alert. So ring my bell.
We can also actually do because that is the weekend of Black Friday, Small Business Saturday. So we will also send out a newsletter that week. So if you're signed up on our website for our newsletter, we'll send out a newsletter that week, which will also have the information for the Zoom.
Perfect. Good call.
Okay. All right. So until then, we hope you guys have a good fortnight. Bye.